Hey guys, name's Fen. Guess what? I've got a few requests to do, therefore I'm going through incredible pains, and I do mean pains, to try and do the Dark Mod. Oh my god, y'all. Yesterday, or the day before, as you guys see this, I was trying to record a bunch of videos and getting all frustrated because I didn't properly go through the training mission because I smugly thought, oh, I know what I'm doing. But, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. It's the Dark Mod. And I tried this, like, you know, a year or so ago, and I concluded that I pretty much hated it and all sorts of weird stuff. But there's some missions that I might be interested in playing, and I thought I might give it another chance. So the last few days I've been giving it a hardcore chance, and it's been giving me some very tough love, and I've been learning to work with it in a harmonious relationship dance that'll undoubtedly last until the grave when we both die in each other's arms. Text gets cut off. This is a training mission. I'm just doing this now. I'm also going to be doing the regular scheduled Sepulchre of the Sinistral today, but I got a dentist appointment in just like a couple of hours here, so I figured I'd do this first for no reason. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but, you know, splitting two videos up, one before a horrible event, one after, when I'll probably be very relieved and or very, you know, at the end of my rope, nothing left to lose, kind of. Now let's talk about games instead of real life. This is a loading screen. It takes forever, and if I stop the video, I have to wait like 3 seconds, otherwise my voice gets cut off. Oh man, press attack to start the mission. So, as you can see, it's sort of like, there's all these hints up in the, see I'm pointing up there in the top left of the screen, there's a little hint, and there's a fraps number that you can't see either, and as you can see, it's kind of like a Doom 3 mod to make it look like Thief, kind of. You got your standard light gem with a smoother kind of thing. You got your crouch indicator in the gem, which is a nice addition. You got the worst feature ever implemented in any game ever, where it doesn't pause when you're reading, and therefore you could get smacked in the back of the head reading, which is super, like, realistic at the massive expense of fun, but that's okay, I can deal with that. And you've got all these doors which are like training. Now here's the door I'm never going into. It's brightness and gamma. Who cares? I've already got good brightness and gamma, you know, it's quite good and very good, and you know, I'm just going through this training mission as like a little random thing. I mean, you don't have to watch it if you don't want. I know that it's training, but I'm not gonna bore you by reading all this stuff. But you know, you can press a different use key that's not frob. You can like smash into a wall when reading a book like a clumsy anime girl, because that's what Garrett is. I mean, be honest now. You can get loot. There's some coins, and it's got like a fancy loot sound that's saying you got apples and, you know, cutlery and or silverware. You can hold the middle mouse and manipulate an object. It's actually pretty cool. I'm sure I selected anti-aliasing in the video, but yet it really doesn't look like anything's being anti-aliased, but I suppose that's okay. There's a Robin Hood cap, and it's got a ring underneath it, and you got to make sure you don't make too much clattery noise when putting things down, as I just did. But you can throw things by like holding attack and possibly just tapping it, maybe. I don't know. Well, yeah, okay. Here's the regular equipment. Oh, how I've missed you. Oh, the equipment. It's amazing. It's a spyglass. It's like your mechanical eye, except it's the unlicensed clone of it, and it's more grubby and not very brand new looking. I think I'll send for an RMA. There's a compass that works exactly like the original. It's same location and everything, and the designers seem to have gone to some length to make this familiar as possible to, you know, players of the original Thief games, while still adding some neat elements and a few that are really annoying and pointless and are too realistic at the expense of fun, as I said. But not this, though. This is awesome. Oops. Oh, yeah, you do have to hold it down. Okay. I guess if it's really light and you throw... Yeah, holding down attack, then letting go. There you go. That is cool! A couple of missions like King's Story, I shot that one piece of loot off the balcony, so fan mission authors have on occasion done it before, but this is a feature of the engine, and it's pretty amazing. And then if you want to pinch out a candle, you can you know, hold it and go like that, and it's amazing. And you can light it again by dipping it right in that fondue of fire. Cool! Like, not even joking. Freaking seriously awesome. Dynamic light. And then here's another ridiculous feature that's like really silly looking. And it's like, weight matters, but then you get spaghetti arms if you whip all around and it comes right through your face and it looks ridiculous. And they're all like proudly declaring in the to-do list like, man, we're gonna make moss arrows be noticed by guards. Like, Yeah, except that defeats the whole purpose of them, because then you can't use them if the floor is not dark. And another sacrifice of gameplay for realism, but oh well. Got my items. What do I want to do next? Not that. That's the mega stealth section. Oh, I don't want that. Well, oh, I see. What about going in here? It's like some kind of archery. There's like the melee thing, and I'm just going to get a sword for no reason just to get it. But I'm not going to do melee because I always pronounced it melee, because for serious now yeah, well that just explains it. Now, it's kind of like interesting to fight. You sort of, see if I remember this, you have to be like moving the mouse down and then you hold attack to do overhead, or like move it up to do like a thrust forward, like up and then tap, or like direction then tap, sort of like a Wiimote, but without a Wiimote. It's actually kind of neat, and fighting is actually really hard, and I don't really intend to do it ever if I can help it, so I'm probably not gonna ever do that. One problem I've realized that might be like a showstopper here is that there seems to be this very strange problem where it kind of crashes, but what happens is it stops working, and then I still see the window, like I still see the screen, but the Windows cursor instead of a regular one comes up, and it starts moving all around the screen as if it has a massive amount of motion that was buffered, and then I can't get back into the game, and then there's like 2 crashed screens, and I really have no idea. I can't seem to find that, but taking some arrows, they're infinite. It's freaking amazing. Yeah, okay, I can sell the keys up nicely here. It should be incredibly difficult. I don't have an aiming reticule as you do in the original game. You just have to wing it. Nice shot. And if I want to, I can pick up some rope arrows over this side, you know, kind of over this side. Oh my god, I didn't show the transition. You have no idea where I am. Except you kind of do. Also, there's some windows, not these maybe, but that look really small that you can climb out for some reason. I don't really know why, but yeah, I'm here, and I think there might be like a thing here. It's a loot placed in a place what I always say it should be placed in. It's incredible, and you can't get in this building. There's even a window here, but then there's like a bar right barring it, and you're barred from going in there. It's a bar. Nobody under 500,069 is allowed in there at all. That's a very precise age, because anyone below is just too immature. What am I, oh, that there's a grass walking sound. Oh my god, it's different than what I'm used to, therefore it's confusing and strange. And yes, and I think that crashing problem I was talking about has to do with saving, so therefore I'll probably be saving a whole incredible lot of times. This is a lockpicking area, and like LP-wise it's actually quite boring, so I'll just quickly explain how the locks work and then just not do it, I guess. Oh, I ran really fast for some reason. So the locks here, you got your triangle and your snake. It's quite creative. Instead of square, it's snake. Amazing. Better metal snake. And if you get the wrong lockpick, well, it goes red, and it's like, bam. And you get the right one, and it goes like this. You see how it just repeats? There's a moment of silence at the end, during which you have to let go of the pick, and then you open the door, and then the rest of them are pretty much just like that, except with like more times that you have to do it. And then there's this neat feature where this safe has no visual cue, it only has sound, but the sound of the generator is loud, and you have to pick that visual lock and then turn it off before getting into that safe. But, you know, I'm not going to do that because it's just some loot in there, and this mission is not even completable, so, you know, but there's this sort of, there's a sort of climbing area over here, you know, if you want to do some climbing, and it's kind of one of my favorite things about the engine. I love that Thieves Highway, and you see, and instead of looking brown and gray, it now looks sort of bluish and gray. It's definitely a thing, and there's 10 of these little red health potions in this freaking area here, and I only ever found 7 of them, despite that I've been all the way through, and, you know, it's pretty much like, hey, it's the Thief game, you can climb a ladder. And I'm just like your tutorial guy. I'm just like saying exactly what the game says, except in a slightly less dry voice. So, hey there, wood ceiling. I'm going to stick a torch and burn it. You should be able to do that. That would be realistic, and it would also be completely gameplay breaking, but that hasn't stopped us before. Also, you can jump like way higher than a normal Thief. Like, you'd never mantle that in regular Thief. Never, ever, ever. There's a potion somewhere up here. It's like up there, and, you know, it's kind of not at all as hard as it looks to get. And, like, I don't even need them. And another thing is that at first there's this thing that I thought was annoying, but it's actually not. It's that right-click is frog, but you can't also set it to use item, which I was like, oh, that's annoying, but it's not, because many a time in the original game I've clicked one too many times and used an item and then had to be super careful, and I'm aiming for that window there, but for some reason instead I have to jump up onto, you know, like a shutter thing, and it never works. I don't really know what I'm expected to do if I don't have any rope arrows, which I might conceivably not have, because I might not have gone to get them from the archery thing yet. And it says run and jump up to a ledge or something. Like, I don't know, maybe it means run faster, but I'm pretty much running on the awning near the open window. Well, I guess that's an awning, but really, you pretty much have to use a rope, and I don't really understand how you do it without using a rope. There's this sickly blue glow on the arrow because that's the trend. Rope arrows work pretty well, and I gotta say this engine needs a lot more, you know, tightening up if it's gonna be as tight as the original games, because there's lots of movement glitches and physics weirdness and just general loud things. But no, yeah, I guess Doom 3 was a strange engine to base a stealth game on, but oh, infinite rope arrows, it's incredible. And the funniest buggy physics thing that has the potential to be irritatingly abused by fan mission authors is coming up at some point here, but yeah, I haven't shown any AIs yet, but that'll come, I suppose. I'm stuck in the physics. It's great. Got it somehow. Jumped. Don't know how it worked. You can even crouch off ledges and fall, even though you fall like super fast, and your jump is pretty strange if you ask me. I'm not quite so sure about it, but you know, I'm not so perfectly sure about this game in the first place. Ha! Didn't even need to use a rope. My acrobatic skill is serving me well already, and I'm purposely skipping some of these health potions because I kind of know where some of them are and I don't really need them, and this is just like a silly play around. But I'm on the rafters. Let's go rafting down the river, making a raft out of wood, falling in the water, which my system seems to gloriously suffer from the slow underwater bug because the vision effect, which, while cool, also slows things down quite a lot. And there's no potion under here at all because, you know, when you put a potion in water, it dissolves. Even the bottle, it's like water, nasty, corrosive stuff. I tell you what. Yeah, pull myself up very slowly. Yeah, basically the whole movement is pretty glitchy feeling and like not nearly as tight as it needs to be, but it's something that can be forgiven, but also something that needs to be worked on. But yet, on the wiki I read that Doom 3's physics are irritating and that it makes a lot of work for the Dark Mod team, so I guess I don't really hold it against them that much. And, come on. Jeez. Should be like a ladder or something. What am I? Okay, I'm not crouched. Oh god, this boat, it's a sorry sight indeed. Okay, jeez. Yeah, okay, well, another potion here. I'm skipping them, but I guess I'm getting them if I see them for some freaking reason. It's a ladder, and the ladders, you know, like, this whole, in general, it does more things right than it does wrong, you know, like, I'm kind of, like, making fun of it, but, like, that's okay. Now, swinging ropes, this is the worst thing ever. The idea is great, but it so doesn't even work. It's, like, it's blips all over the place, and, like, I like get to the side of it, and it's like you're supposed to hold attack, but you can barely see where the arc is even because, oh, well, the first time I tried it, it was real hard and difficult and stuff, but yeah, you know, anyway, they added this feature that lots of fan missions have done where you can climb vines that, oh, well, I guess I'll accept that because I've got tons of potions, but you know, you get the sort of idea. Here's a way back if you want. Here's a potion I missed before. You can shoot ropes into crates just like the Sun Within and the Sun Without. It's actually really awesome, and that's a neat feature, and I hope I haven't got stuck here. Yeah, and you climb quite fast. I like fast climbing, you know, my climbing should be fast to the wall, just like clocks and pictures of Merle Dandridge. Oh, Merle Dandridge, you are the greatest voice in video games. Anyways, these look almost like Deadly Shadows statues, major spoilers, except I guess they're probably obviously not because, you know, Deadly Shadows people are like, oh, Deadly Shadows, it's the worst game. Well, I guess it is the worst of the series, but it's more like the least best because now I'm back at the start. It's freaking amazing, and, you know, I guess the only other door left is the AI. There we are. There's a torch burning the wall. It's a sweet effect. But I'm going to leave it off here because I kind of got to go, you know, do some stuff now. And so this is the dark mod. At first I hated it. And then I sort of like really hated it. And now I'm like, okay, let's do this. See you guys later. And if I can complete this training mission in its entirety and feel like this is something doable, then I'm gonna LP some FMs because why not? See you guys next, like in a second if you watch the Sepulchre video, or later if you don't. And bye for now.